You know, that Vikings team was the best team I ever played for in my life. That was that was um, so gratifying for me because I always wanted to play for a team.
Yeah, I think the mindset is there also one of the biggest part. Also, if you come, just from my perspective, if you come to a different country where you have to find yourself more or less in the working area where you're working. So for myself, it was definitely at BS. Of course, I also needed a bit of time to be there, to be accepted and especially respected. I think that's much more more important to be respected, especially for myself. It was a big challenge because first of my language. I think you remember also when I came to Namibia, my English was quite bad. I think that's
Yeah.
also put in a nice way right now. But for the interview, to get that volunteership, I was preparing so hard to get this job. I mean, doesn't matter what you would have asked, I would be ready because I had a big paper with every possible question on it where I had the answer to it. But I think the mindset is there so important. Just for example, for me, I felt like it was quite hard for me to come to the Vikings team. So just to explain, the Vikings are the men's basketball team there. And I thought the Vikings. It was a bit hard to be just there, to be very committed on one side, but on the other side, to be also for some of them kind of coach, teacher sometimes. So what I tried was just to show them how committed I am. Just might be very small, but I was growing my beard. I didn't went to barbershop with my hair, so I didn't cut my hair for a year. So I just wanted
Was I the influence?
Sorry?
Was I the influence for that? To
No,
grow the beard and the hair?
no.
The influence?
Back in the days, you didn't have that long hair. I just wanted to show them that I also want to be a Viking with not my actions on and off the court, but also from my personal type. So that was kind of my mindset to show, hey guys, I want to be part. I try my best as I can. And I think the best reward I got was the one game we played against the Wolves 2 on the court outside at Independence. No, what is it called? The court there?
In Plaza.
In Plaza, right. So when we played the UN Plaza, right? Yeah.
UN Plaza.
Yeah, UN Plaza. So when we played there, I think actually the Wolves were the team to beat to win a championship, and our mindset as a Vikings was, of course, to also win. And I think we were behind 6 or 8 points and 2 minutes left, and I made a couple of shots in the end. Well, I wouldn't be able to make the shots if I didn't get a good pass from you or our other guards or players. So it was still the team effort, but in the end, I was the one who was scoring the points. So we won the game. And after that, I was totally done. Yeah, I think everybody could see that because I was just falling on the ground and I was done. But the way how we connected after that, it was so special to me because I thought that everybody is together and we are so connected, not in just a way, yeah, we have to work a year together. We were truly connected for me during that part. And even after the prayers, I mentioned that also before in the other video, the prayers before every and after every game were so important that I still can say I still miss them before my games here in Germany. It was such a special experience that maybe you can understand, but the most people here, when I'm talking to some friends of mine from the basketball club, they don't understand what I'm talking about. And that's so interesting because nobody can take this experience from me. And that's also the experience that you made in positive or even negative ways. Nobody can take it from you. And this is just how we can see life right now, and that we know where we stand, and that everybody can try to give his best to the life that he has. Because as you mentioned before, we don't have that much time on Earth. So that's a really crucial point. And that's really, really amazing to come in the mind to that point where you understand that. So that's just for me the biggest thing I learned actually in Namibia.
You know, that Vikings team was the best team I ever played for in my life. That was so gratifying for me because I always wanted to play for a team. So I remember the year before that I was coaching the Vikings, because I was coaching, and in my mind I was like, I can't play with these boys, they're too young. That was my mindset, and I was like, you know what? So I was playing for Unam Club. I was playing for Unam Rebels, which was, I would say, okay, they're bigger, they were more skilled, and I was thinking, well, on a professional level, because the team was playing they were playing first division, and the Vikings, when I was coaching them, they were playing I was coaching, they were playing first division, and we were playing in the men's top league, flight league, you know. So when Frank came and said, you know what, I have an offer for you guys, and the offer is you have to play for the team. That was his condition with me. That's what he told me, that if you guys want me, if I'm going to coach. But we had conversations before that, me and him, and Rama always told me, when we used to play, remember the games I told you when I used to come from Special Olympics to play those social games? We had a team with Rama called the Eagles, and this team was not so well, because as much as Rama was committed to this team and I was committed, there were certain players on the team that were not committed. And Rama told me, and that was way before, and that time most of the Vikings players were still in primary school and high school, but they were like early grade 8, whatever it was. And Rama said, you know what? My dream one day is to play with these boys. And the next time I play on another team, it will be with them. I didn't think it was going to happen, because in my mind I'm just like, you know what, these boys are too young, and they wouldn't come. By the time we start playing, I'll be on another level, and I don't want to play with these boys, you know, things like that, you know. But I just didn't see it. The bottom line is I didn't see the vision, because Rama is a visionary. He sees things really far ahead. That's something I noticed about him. So when Frank said that to me and said, hey, don't you want to be? And already it was family. It was easy for me to make that transition. I was like, okay, I do want to play. And I knew it was going to be hard for us, because I was like, you know, they're much smaller and physically, but they could play. They could really play. And I was just thinking to myself, these guys are much smaller and it's going to be tough. And there's always this whole notion that the BAS kids think they know how to play basketball, so everybody wanted something from us, you know. So when I made my commitment to play for Vikings, I made it with my all. And what I loved about that decision was when Frank made his proposal for the team, he gave his all.
Yeah.
And I never played for any team that had that commitment to it. That's what made it so different. So everybody on the team, when they made their commitment, was they're giving it their all. And I tell you this, I'd rather play for a team where everybody's giving their all and are working towards a purpose and a goal, than where someone is kind of, and another one is kind of giving something, you know. And back to that game at UN Plaza against Wolves, that was one of my best games, because that is the game that unified the Vikings into believing that we can do it. I still get so excited when I think about that game. I still have pictures of it anyway.
Yeah.
Because someone was taking pictures that day. And I remember it was so tight because, first of all, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was so hot, first of all. It was really hot. And we're not so used to playing in an outdoor court like that. Because it was so hot. And when we got there, we wanted to give our best. We were so tired because of the condition and everything. And Wolves was a champion, and they were like, yeah, these are high school kids. Because I think it was only me and Rama with the most experience. And I think that time we were like 30, 31, I think, or so, or 32, I'm not so sure. And you were the one of the most experienced because you played in a kind of a semi-pro team.
Yeah.
So everybody else were just beginners. I mean, the rest of the team were just young boys, and they were high school boys. You know, and you remember that day we kind of lost humbleness because we were like screaming.
Yeah.
We're screaming high school kids, something like that in that line, you know. And it was so funny because even I started screaming it, and I was not even in high school. But it was the moment where the team was like, you know, that energy like sucked me in. And I was also just screaming, high school kid. You know, it was just such a moment where we kind of lost. We got together, and at the same time, we kind of lost the humble part of it. But it brought the team together the most, and we really fought that last minute out, and we won it by defense. Because defense had won it. Because I still remember that last play, if I'm not mistaken. I think I stole it and I chucked it to you, and then you made the winning.
I was too slowly to run back and
exactly
come to that point.
But that was one of the best games we had that day. And after that, we always had the prayer before the game and after the game. And we came together, we did the prayer because it kept us humble, it kept us to the ground. And I always say it was one of my favorite games I had because it was early in the year, and it set the pace on how we're going to be this whole year. That year, that's what it did. I think it set a pace for us. Like this is how.
I think also that we showed as the Vikings, the league, that they should not underestimate us. I also can say from my part, these emotions we had after the game where high school kids sucks, that were the viewers screaming all the time, and we were beating the champion. So after the game, my emotions were so crazy. I even have to say, I feel better after this game against the Wolves after we won back in 2013 our German championship. It was, of course, it's totally different, and you may say it's just one game, and this is a championship after a full season. But this game changed so much in this team, in this kind of family, which is so crazy. I mean, there was a really big family growing back together.
You know what was so important about that game? Because even though I coached the Vikings the year before, and it came to that game, I think that game gave us the most confidence we ever had. And the confidence was so important to these boys because we needed to believe. You understand? We needed to believe in something. And also, everything that Frank was teaching us came to reality with that. And that moment came to reality in that moment. The hard work, everything came in reality. And I think that was the game that made us kind of like, you know what, I think we can do this, you know? And I think that's what it was, man. And I think also what I liked about it was the preparations of the games. You know, we would meet like 2 hours before the game, sit down, talk about the game, go on the court, starts warming up, change, the prayer, do the Vikings war cry, warrior cry, and and then we take off to the game, get there well in advance, stick together,
We
prepare our
kicked
minds.
asses, man. Oh Jesus, we kicked asses.
It was something else. It was something
Yeah,
else. And
true.
I think that the closest I ever got to a professional feeling of a team.
Yeah.
That's
I even have to say that, even if I played on some high level here in Germany from a team under 16, I played in the highest league here possible in Germany. But well, we also had a very professional coach that time, both years when we won the championship and when we were kicked out from Berlin in the playoffs. Well, the second coach is also our coach next season, so I'm very excited. So, Jesus, I'm so looking forward for that season. But what I wanted to say is that the way everybody was thinking of the main target was so differently that I ever experienced before, and it's such a special thing that I can't even put to words.
it was a great experience.
It's just crazy. So if I would have a wish left, I would say, bring me back to the Vikings when I left to finish off the season with the playoffs. Because I felt so bad that I had to leave for the playoffs because my year was ending and I had to start university. I felt so bad, but well, it's so hard. I would love to come back and experience the season until the end with you.